Welcome back to the bench and the bleachers. Today is July 31st. The trade deadline has come and gone. One of the most chaotic ones in recent memory. I think the most chaotic one I can recall. Obviously, right away, the trade that comes to mind is Mason Miller going to the San Diego Padres. AJ Preller, a very aggressive general manager. We'll get into his past moves in a little while. But Mason Miller, with a couple years of team control to the San Diego Padres, for Leo DeVries, a very good prospect, and three pitching prospects. I
Yeah,
did not see this coming.
AJ Preller, I think aggressive is a good way to describe it. He's aggressive in his pursuit of wanting to rebuild his team that's kind of up and coming. Like
Mhm.
I don't understand. I get you're getting like a top three, like maybe the best prospect in baseball, probably,
Arguably the best
arguably
prospect.
the best. And like I saw a list of like the top prospects who've been traded in the past 25 years, like Moncada, Giolito, Cameron Maybin way back. And I'm like, sure he's going to be a major league player, but Mason Miller is a legitimate top five closer in the league, probably
Yeah.
minimum top 10, with loads and loads of untapped potential. He's in year two of this thing. To me, if you're trading Mason Miller, who will you not trade? The only guy I can think of who they wouldn't move on from would be Kurtz. Other than that, like who the hell? But I mean, even they could trade him. Like I don't. They. I thought Matt Olson and Matt Chapman would never be traded, and they got
Yeah.
moved. I just.
It's every 5 years with them.
It,
It's like, oh, this guy's untouchable. There's no even we know how bad Fisher is, but there's no way he does this.
well, I can't even blame Fisher.
Well,
Fisher's spending. Fisher's paying. Fisher's
he
paying.
was
We can't blame
spending,
him.
and this was also the return that they got is it's insane. Like you don't see that kind of return. Obviously, the prospects still need to pan out,
Yeah.
but you get the top prospect in baseball. No other competitive team is dishing that out
No,
because no
absolutely
one else
not.
has that type of prospect while
And on
being
the
a competitive team.
I know I just took a little bit of a shot at Preller, but I think this is they probably won the trade, right? Like
Yeah,
I mean, it's I say that as a guy who hates saying who won the trade, who lost the trade when it's just
yeah,
prospects involved. But from a value standpoint, if you were signing like values to the amount of return that they got, I mean, a number we conservative and say a number three overall prospect in baseball was traded for a relief pitcher. Value wise, that's pretty good to get someone like Leo DeVries for that. So good for him, but I just learn to not do this shit, please.
mhm,
Learn to just wait a couple years. See where this thing can go because you have a lot of good young players. Maybe we get into buy mode next year when we get some starting pitchers in the off season. Otherwise, you're just a guy who finds talent but can't treat it right when he gets it. So you need to find a way to cultivate your talent, yes, but also retain it and further its development once it reaches the major league level, which is something Preller
yeah,
cannot do. He just gets too trigger happy.
100%.
He gets way too trigger happy. That's his number one problem.
And I'll get into that. I'll jump on that real quick because he has been very trigger happy in recent years. The players he's traded as prospects, and this is a long list:
Right?
Trey Turner, James Wood, Max Fried, Josh Naylor, Andres Munoz, Mackenzie Gore, David Bednar, C.J. Abrams, Luis Castillo, Emmanuel Clase, Matt Brash, Zach Eflin, Hunter Renfroe, Louis DeVries, and more. That's a good team right there.
Yeah, that's a very good team. Is that better than the team that they have?
It's close. It's pretty close.
That
He's been there since 2014. I think three playoff appearances, no rings, and he's still
well,
doing this.
true, but last year they gave the Dodgers the best challenge, right? Like,
They did. They did.
but some of
But
those
when you're giving
samples
up, the thing is, when you're giving up that much, you need to be more than you're just giving the champions the best
you need to at
challenge.
least get to the into the big game,
Yes.
right? So,
Yeah.
but I
Or you
mean,
got to change your approach.
I don't hate the approach. Like, he's aggressive and wanting to like keep changing things with this young team. But yeah, like I don't know with Prowler, he just seems to be a guy who needs action.
Hmm.
He's very hands on. Like just let him cook. Like I don't like constant meddling in baseball. I think you have a great team.
Hmm.
Any other division, you're probably first, right? Any other division, you're probably going to be number one. I like a lot of those names, yeah, but you also got Juan Soto for a lot of those names, right? Like you're getting a good
Yeah.
return back, and like some of those risks that he's taken have been huge, like getting Manny Machado in. That's worked out really well, right?
Well, that was a signing though. That wasn't a trade.
But that's still a big swing.
Yeah,
Still a
that's
big.
true.
That's still a big swing that he's taking because he's not afraid to sign free agents either. Like he's taking a swing on Cisse. That's not really worked out well. But he's one of those type of ghosts who he deserves respect for that. But until he can prove that a team built by him can sustain it for a couple of years consistently, it's not great, right? Like
Yeah. Well, that wasn't the end of his day, though. He also brought in Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano to fill out that lineup. They've combined for 30 home runs this year. That's the Padres' weak spot, the power ball. Like, O'Hearn is a solid power hitter. Ramon Laureano's been a very underrated player. And he's not playing in a hitter-friendly ballpark. And he's a good defender. So,
great defense. He's a
I
great
really,
defender. He has a rocket
he's,
arm.
yeah, a great defender. I think
He's a
multiple gold gloves.
Yeah, he's a great defender. He's not what he
Yeah,
was when he was in Oakland, but he's still a quality player. And O'Hearn mashes right hand pitching like it's no one's business.
and it didn't cost them a top 100 prospect,
No, absolutely
obviously.
not.
But like, that's a really good trade. They were, if you're talking about winners of the trade deadline, the Padres are up there because of that the offensive additions, and I'd say
Well,
the best player
that bullpen's
traded.
fucking terrifying.
Oh,
The
if they
bullpen's
have
a
a
nightmare.
1-2 run lead, it's over.
I mean,
This is like the Kansas City Royals 2015.
imagine if they still had Blake Snell, and now all they need is 5 innings. All they
Yeah,
need is Mister Five
that
Innings.
would have been perfect for him
Right?
now.
He would have fit really well. Yeah, like you talk about the Royals where they had, but with the Royals it was like three guys. It was Herrera,
Yeah.
Davis, and Holland. Padres have like six guys who are
Yeah, the Padres in a playoff series, you're gonna get a rest. You're gonna get rest in that series as a reliever. That
oh
doesn't happen
oh
on like
yeah.
most teams.
Like just wait till they're fresh. Like the deeper the Padres go, the better they're gonna get.
Yeah, because they're gonna be the only team able to rest good relievers
Yeah, they're
on a winning night.
they're gonna be a real problem. They're gonna be
They are
again
gonna be a real problem.
a tough out in the National League, and really
Yeah,
unfortunate that they're gonna have to like a division that they're probably have to play a good team whose reward for winning their division is gonna be playing the Padres.
yeah, that's gonna be a little rough. Let's go over to some of the other trades. Another winner of the deadline, the Seattle Mariners. They brought in Josh Naylor about a week ago. I think right after we recorded, so we couldn't
Yeah,
talk about that.
bad timing on
And
our
then
part.
the big one, Eugenio Suarez.
You called it. You called it.
I
Chris
did. I
Keenan.
called it and followed it up with, I didn't think they had the balls to do it.
Fuck.
I was wrong. We said it all year. They needed one or two bats to be a true playoff team. They brought in two. And one of the best power hitters in the MLB this year, the hottest bat on the market. He's their third baseman. Again, they were in the playoffs last time he was here. They hope to be in it this year.
You have to admire this change in approach. They're going for it. They understand the situation that they're in. The American League has really four good teams in it right now, so you might as well make yourself the fifth really good team and add
Yeah.
two incredible impact bats. This is exactly what they needed. If you're a Mariner fan, you can't say shit. Your team did what they were supposed to do. They went out and they got it. I mean, this lineup's kind of good now. This lineup's really good. You at like your top four hitters of Julio Rodriguez, Suarez, Cal Raleigh, Naylor. Like this is really good. And I have this further down in my notes, but I want to bring it up now. No
Mhm.
more excuses for Julio. I don't
No.
want to hear. He's now like, even with Raleigh's emergence, I was hesitant to let him off the hook. Now he has no excuses. He needs to either play like an all-star, or we accept the kind of guy that he is, which is like a, I said it earlier, like kind of like an Andrew Wiggins type of player, where he's a really highly touted prospect who's a good player, but never lives up to the flashes that you see, right? So he's got to either take that next step, which happens late for some guys, right? It happens late, or this is just who Julio Rodriguez is. It's just who he is.
Yeah. He's got the most protection around him in the lineup that he's ever had as a Seattle Mariner,
Absolutely.
which means the less stress, the least amount of pressure, but the expectations are up, so his bat needs to show up now.
If it
That's
doesn't show
what
up
needs to
now,
happen.
I,
If it doesn't show up now, he doesn't have it.
yeah, and he starts to look a lot more like Michael Harris.
Yeah.
Who I like bringing up. I like bringing up Michael Harris because Keenan doesn't like.
Just gotta shoot him while he's down, hey?
Yeah, I'm petty. I am the exact person who will kick you while you're down.
Yeah. The Yankees, I think they brought in about 6 players today, which or across the deadline week. I think it's a little too much, but headlining that, David Bednar.
Oh, fuck David Bednar. Oh, I'm so scared. Terrified of a guy who
Look,
chips his pitches.
we know how good he can be, but we also know how bad he can be.
Yeah, that sounds like a perfect New York Yankee, Keenan. A guy
That
with
is a
eyes
New York
closed.
Yankee.
I'm
Hey,
sure
look
he'll
what they
do.
did to Devin Williams this year.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll do great in New York. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
people
love a
were
guy who has.
very excited about it,
They love a guy who
but
has
this is the one thing is you don't have a good recent track record. Devin Williams is messed up. You don't stop buying everything you can. Like,
They didn't really address the rotation either.
no.
The
They just
rotation's
kept
the fucking
saying we'll
problem.
get a pitcher, we'll get a starting pitcher, and then they went out, got Bednar, got Jake Bird from the Rockies, got Camilo Doval. Like, those aren't starting
Maybe their
pitchers.
plan is to rock a six-man rotation and have Doval, Bird, and Bednar pitch 2 innings apiece a game.
It here's the thing is the real thing is, and it comes from within. It all depends on how healthy Judge is, because
That's
he's got that
true.
elbow problem now. Without Judge, they don't do anything. You can buy whoever you
Yeah,
want,
but
how
you
many
could say
people
that
you want.
you could say that if they added anybody at the deadline, like
Oh yeah,
of course
100%.
that's Aaron. Like they're a barely 500 team without Aaron Judge.
Yeah, and that I think that was 2 years ago where he missed like a month and a
And they
half,
fucking shat the bed.
and they collapsed.
Yeah, and like my whole thing is they made Spencer Jones untouchable.
Yeah, that might
Spencer,
have held them back. Well, this will maybe
they
get
said he's
revealed at the end of
untouchable
the
unless they're
season.
getting Paul Skeens.
Yeah,
Fuck off. No way that you're gonna maybe bet on some guy in Triple A or Double A.
when you are depleting your farm system as much as you did, you don't have untouchables unless it is the bona fide number one prospect in the MLB,
Also,
and he's coming up this year.
can I just say something? Are we sure the Yankees have a good farm system?
I'm not saying they had a good farm
Oh no
system. I'm
no,
just saying they
I'm not
depleted
saying
it.
you're saying that. I'm saying people always rank them super high, but they kind of
It's just the
they
New
kind of
York
suck at
side.
developing prospects. Like, can we be
Yeah.
honest? They like take
How's
the
Anthony
past 15
Volpe?
years. About the past 15 years, who have the Yankees brought up? Volpe,
Other than Aaron Judge,
Judge.
Luis Hill had one good year and now he's hurt.
He's hurt. Yeah, he was rookie of the year last year. Though. That's a good
He
one.
was rookie there. We got to give him that. Gary Sanchez was good for 2 years, and then they ran him out of town.
Jason Dominguez looks like he sucks.
Yeah,
Did they never teach him to play the outfield before? Like, all I heard was how good this guy was, and
for like
he
five
looked like he
years.
actually was a fucking Martian trying to field the ball. He had no idea how to field a ball, to read a fly ball.
It was 5 years of this is the best prospect we've ever seen.
It was like this guy's better than Bryce Harper was at his age. Bryce
Yeah,
Harper could read a fly ball.
Bryce Harper was the MVP, I think, in his second MLB season.
Yeah, I look for every single year I see the Yankees have it like six top 100 guys. They all suck every time. They all suck.
Yeah,
Maybe is Clark Schmidt one of theirs? He's pretty good.
he might have been, but he has Tommy John now. So
Yeah, like I mean, and Duhar, I like this is where I'm stretching to. Like
yeah, and he's gone. He's been long gone. They ran him out of
I
New York
I, I
as
think the
well.
Yankees they're running like a prospect Ponzi scheme where like their values get inflated. They trade them for players who are actually good, and then they use those players to win games. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
and then those players are bad in a year because
Yeah,
they bought
Brian
a 30
Cashman's
year
like the
old.
Bernie Madoff of Major League Baseball.
Dude, people thought Brian Cashman cooked today. I was like, okay, you just bought relievers.
The people who think he cooked are thinking he cooked burnt toast and they're having a fucking stroke. Okay, nobody thought this guy didn't cook anything. This guy
No,
cooked his team by not adding starting pitching. The one massive issue. Joke.
I will give them this though. I think we talked about it off air. The Ryan McMahon trade was good. That really helps them.
Okay, fine. The Yankees did something good. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Ryan McMahon at his age 30. Which is
The defense is what they needed.
Yeah.
I don't care about how his bat
Well,
does.
can he play
They
shortstop? Because Volpe's fucking shitting it over there. He's terrible.
like look, he's made like 3 errors since McMahon's come. Just put him at shortstop already.
He can't be worse. I mean,
No, he
honestly,
can't. He really
like
can't.
put him at first base and let him start picking these balls, because
Yeah.
all of Volpe's balls that get short hopped could very
I
easily.
love how every other week it's Volpe with the worst error of the season, but he hit a home run, so it's all fine. And no, it isn't.
I actually kind of like Volpe too. I feel like he's overhated. I, I'm
He needs a change of scenery.
I'm contributing to the hate, but like people shouldn't hate more than I do. Like
Yeah,
I
he
should be
needs a
pushing.
change of scenery.
No,
Somewhere where
it's because people
the
from New York.
media isn't on everything he does.
It's because Yankee fans. It's a lot like Cowboy fans where they think the league revolves around them. It's like they're playing like my GM or something,
Yeah,
and they're like, how does Volpe not a stud? Like, not every one of your guys is good. In fact, none of them really ever are. That's all I'm saying. Yankees, your farm system's a joke.
yeah. I'd like your opinion on this one because you're very vocal about the Phillies. They got Yohan Duran.
They did something.
It was good.
A change from what they normally do. They had a high leverage reliever. That's really good. They're still going to lose in the playoffs if they lose a game. Like unless the Phillies can sweep everybody, they will lose.
They're a team of momentum.
Yeah, but
When they're down, they're down. When they're up, they're up.
yeah, teams of momentum rarely win championships though,
Yeah,
because when they get faced with negative momentum, they don't know how to start building their own positive stuff back. That's why you see year after year, it's the teams that are incredibly professional. Aside from the Dodgers, because they're all assholes. Dave Roberts is a prick. But their demeanor as a team and as an organization is very steady, right? You see steady teams winning championships across every sport. Very rarely do
yeah.
you see a team that goes through epic highs and lows that just somehow wins a championship. You need.
Except the Texas Rangers. That's an anomaly.
Do we want to talk about the Rangers?
They bought at the deadline, but they didn't address the problem that's been plaguing them all year. They brought in Merrill Kelly and some relievers instead of an impact bat. They could have brought in O'Hearn and Laureano. That would have been huge. That they probably would be a wild card team if doing that. They still can. I'll give them that. But this isn't what they needed to do.
I will say there were a lot more impact pitchers available than impact bats. It's normally
There
like that,
were.
but this year it was way skewed.
It
Like,
was.
like
But
we're like,
that's not
oh,
the
Ryan
problem.
O'Hearn, wow, Padres won the deadline. Like,
That's the type of hitter that somehow gets
I
the
know, but
NLCS
like,
MVP though. It's
yeah,
just one of those guys. Like,
yeah, the Rangers. I said that the best case is they win the third wild card and get hot.
yeah,
They're trying to get
it
the
is the
third
best
wild card
case. The
spot.
offense is nothing like it used to be that one year.
They should be investigated.
They should be. It's getting to that area.
Honestly, I'm thinking about that. I kind of think the Braves should be investigated too because they fucking suck. How
They
did they
are.
ever?
They didn't trade anyone today too. They just sat.
Keenan, welcome to the Alex Anthopoulos experience. Are you tired of it yet?
I, I guess he wasn't lying when they said they weren't trading anyone at the deadline.
You did think it was 5D chess. I remember you said that.
I thought because this was like 2 months ago. I was like, well, if they're like 10 games below 500, they're going to trade someone. They're 15 games below 500.
And they didn't
Chris
trade
Sale
anyone.
stayed.
So he's
Iglesias, Albies stayed. Ozuna from the Braves is still with the
the Ozuna
Braves.
thing made no sense. You got to move on from him.
Well, this he apparently was going to reject any trade
Oh,
for
okay.
whatever reason because he doesn't want to be on a
Well,
competitive
look,
team.
Anthopoulos might be stupid, but he isn't a liar.
We'll give him that.
We can give him that. He's an honest. He's an honest moron.
It's gone. It's a wrap for the Braves.
How about the Mets? What the Mets do today? I like the Mets.
They brought in a player you were very high on.
Cedric Mullins. This guy's a
Cedric
stud.
Mullins.
He fixes this outfield problem they've been having.
Yeah, got him out of the AL East. Your Blue Jays don't have to deal with him.
Yeah, he's Jay Killer. Get him out of there. We'll worry about that when we play the Mets in the World Series, okay? But don't laugh.
Yeah, good trade. Just generally good trade.
No, I think tidy business from the Mets. They
Oh,
also brought in
100%.
who else was it they bring in from the Nationals? Oh no, didn't they bring in closer, relief pitcher?
They brought in Ryan Helsley. I think.
Helsley from the Cardinals. Yes, good move.
Yeah, good move. Just bolster the bullpen. Pair him up with Edwin Diaz, who's been having some weird outings, loading the bases and then striking everyone out like back-to-back outings.
That's kind of fucking.
Give him that extra protection.
That's kind of bad. Don't even lie. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, but that's also
Fuck.
very risky when you get into October.
Yeah.
You're not going to be playing the Giants in October. We'll talk
Might
about
be
that
actually.
later.
They've imploded
Yeah.
the Devers trade. A month
We'll
ago, I
talk-
would have said you might play them in October, but
Yeah, we'll get through these trades and then we'll talk about the Giants. Carlos Correa back to the Astros. Yes, about this time yesterday, it sounded like talks were dead because the Astros wanted the Twins to
yeah,
retain
it was a
50%
money
salary.
thing because the Twins, by the way, here's the financial side cutting into the baseball operation side. The Twins are trying to sell the team, right? They still are.
Yeah.
They are
They're just
so
trying to
fucking
shed
far
cap.
in debt. They are so deep in debt that that's why they gutted the team today. That's why they were okay moving on from Correa and all these other guys. They want to get money off the books, so the team is more. Uh, it looks better to sell. I know there's a
Yeah,
word.
attractive.
More attractive to sell.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, they wanted to make the team more attractive to sell. You get rid of these long-term contracts. You can use that money on to cut out some of your debt. Now you're in a much better place to sell your team. Unfortunately, you just gutted the entire fucking roster.
yeah. You gutted it 2 years after having your best playoff performance of the century. Like
Well, yeah, okay. They won a
of
World
the
Series.
21st century.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
We'll say that
Of
because it
course, I
was
would be.
and it was
You know
literally
what?
just winning one series.
Yeah, which the fact they couldn't do shit with Mauer or Morneau was a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, that was sad. The other sad thing is Byron Buxton got hurt yesterday and then didn't get traded today. I wonder if that impacted that at all.
I don't
Because
think they're ever trading him.
I know, but it's just the timing that's making me think of that. Because everyone,
Eventually,
basically everyone else went, and this is the guy who you would want. Like he's not leaving the Twins unless they kick him out.
you would want to do right by Byron Buxton.
Yeah, and it's just such bad timing if anything was in the air. But obviously he's a big Twins guy, brought up by them through their system, wants to remain a Twin. The injury bug just sucks. He was having such a good
I'll
year
tell you, he's a
again
better
too.
man than me. I would want the fuck out of there. Minnesota. Ugh.
It's hard. The thing is, it's hard to want out when you're never healthy, though. Like you don't know
I think
what
that
another
makes it
team
easier.
is
You're
gonna
sitting at home
give you.
watching how bad things are. It makes it easier to stay if you're playing every day.
Fair enough. Um, I think that's the biggest key trades, unless something else comes up
Yeah,
later.
that the other
These
stuff
minor stuff.
small potatoes.
Yeah,
Small
just
potatoes.
housekeeping. It was just
Don't worry,
housekeeping
we're
for
gonna
the
address the Blue
Yankees.
Jay stuff a bit later.
Oh, well, they got their segment, but before then, Angels doing Angels things. Their general manager coming out 5 games under 500, saying the group is really competitive and he wants to keep them together. That's why they didn't trade anyone away. Well, here's the thing: you didn't bring in enough key bats because you don't have the farm system to get rid of. You also don't have the farm system to call up and become more competitive. This is just another lost year for the Angels.
Maybe he meant really competitive, like internally with each other.
Maybe this is just what Artie Moreno wrote, and
That's
he
that's a
didn't know how
strong.
to spin it.
They haven't been as bad as we thought, but this deadline wasn't great.
They haven't been as bad as we thought, but for the long term, that makes them worse.
I That's also true.
Like this
I
is
know, and they were
they're just
incredibly
in no
inactive
man's land.
today, which they should have been players in.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I thought they would trade Kikuchi.
yeah. I thought he was gone too. You thought Anderson was gone. I think you
I
actually
thought
told me
Tyler
that.
Anderson and Reed Detmers. What's the point of holding on to these guys? Their
Well, I think
values will never be higher.
100%. Tyler Anderson signed a 1 year deal this past offseason. We're like, well, trade bait.
The whole point of signing players with high upside to 1 year deals is that there's no risk involved, and you can then trade them at the trade deadline for a prospect. You
Yeah,
essentially sign a prospect if you use simple basic logic and math, which Arte Moreno couldn't even. He's an idiot. He couldn't tell you this. He couldn't take the square footage of a 4x4. Okay, he's a complete moron.
he
Uh,
couldn't tell you the solution if he was using a calculator.
He couldn't spell angels. Okay, let's just say that. Like he's an idiot. So he doesn't understand that when you sign a guy to a 1 year contract and your team's not going to make the playoffs, you then trade that player. Shocking, I know, but I don't get what they're doing. They're all stupid. I say this every week. Angels are a bunch of dipshits.
Yeah. Same thing. Joe Dell's stock not going to be higher than it is. He
Yeah,
broke out this
you
year.
could you could. Do you think you get a top 100 prospect for Joe Adele?
Probably.
I think you could. You might get a top 75 guy for Adele if you package in Reed Detmers, you package in Tyler Anderson, you get a really good guy for this. Like it's ugh, so frustrating. I could do a better job. Hire me.
Yeah, they're frustrating organizations. It's frustrating to watch. I'm not even a fan of the
No,
Angels. I'm just a fan of the sport,
I
and this
can't
is
even
like
hate watch. I can't even hate watch this
yeah,
team successfully.
it's just like well, they didn't do anything. Okay, and then they come out and say that stupid thing.
It's honestly, Keenan, it's like when you see somebody in like just like society and they're kind of like a dickhead. It's like they honk at you or whatever. And then, you just see them and their life sucks so much you can't even get mad because they're just that low. That's
Yeah,
the Angels. You want to kind of hate them a little bit because they're an LA team. owner's kind of an asshole, but they're so bad internally, you can't even really. You feel bad because you're just punching down.
You are. You're punching down
It's like
just
when a guy.
constantly.
It's like when you see a guy at a gas station who honks at you. You get out and smells like cigarettes. Puts like $5 on the pump,
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, I can't even say anything. This might set him over the edge.
you're going through enough
Yeah, and
already.
I'm like, you don't need me. Hey, my bad. I
Yeah,
shouldn't have been sitting.
it's not worth
I
it.
shouldn't have been 8 feet from your 1960 car.
Yeah, I should have known you're already pissed
No,
off.
that one's on me.
Yeah.
Speaking of pissed
Bryce
off,
Harper had himself a little altercation with everyone's favorite commissioner, Rob Manfred, telling him to F off in terms of a salary cap, saying nobody wants it. Get the fuck out of here if you want to add a salary cap to the MLB. Good for him. Standing up for his team, standing up for the players. And this is probably what the MLB Players Association is going to do when they go to the table.
100% agree, and they might lose 162 games over the
Yeah.
salary cap.
This is right when MLB's picking everything up.
Yeah,
Ratings are going up. The stadiums are getting more
let's kill
full.
it.
You don't need a salary cap.
No,
If everything was declining and it was like two teams buying everyone, like it's the European soccer
well,
system,
a lot of
maybe you
there's like
got an
14.
angle.
Look, my thing is, if you want to like say you want a more competitive league, start taking draft picks and finding organizations for missing the playoffs.
You need
That's what I would do.
a soft floor and a soft cap, essentially.
No, no,
No, no,
even
no.
that's
But hear me out.
you're
Hear
too
me
woke,
out.
Keenan.
A
You're
soft
being
floor in the
woke.
sense that if you're under this soft floor, you're losing draft picks. You're losing money because you're not getting up. You're not spending money. You incentivize proper spending. You're not allowed to win the draft lottery because you're just constantly tanking. If you're always up above $300 million, you're losing international spending. You're losing draft picks.
Disagree. I
You
like
don't
the
think
idea of
anything needs to happen in that
I like
sense?
your idea of these levers of losing international
Okay.
bonus pool money, but you've gone about it in slightly the wrong way. You've tied it to spending money when it should be tied to success. You shouldn't force teams to spend money if they're winning ball games. You should
So you
force teams to be
want like
successful. And
international money to be tied to success?
huh?
You want like let's say international money, like pool sums tied to how successful your organization is.
Yes, that's what I think it
Okay.
should be based on. Not how much you're spending, but how much you're winning. If you're winning, we're not going to fuck with you. If you're consistently losing, we're going to start taking money away from you and stripping your organization down. So you better make the playoffs every couple of years.
Yeah.
You better advance past a certain round, or you need to have a certain amount of your guys who you develop on your roster at a certain time. Otherwise, we're going to bring the fucking hammer down on you because you aren't taking this seriously.
Well, you can also for let's say for the bottom, you should add that spending money as well into it because if you're spending like competitive wages, can like bringing back your players, but injuries get in the way and you miss the playoffs for 5 years, you shouldn't get punished for that.
Injuries get in the way, and you miss the playoffs for 5 years.
I'm not
What
saying
kind of
that's the
injuries are
only
you having,
reason.
Keenan?
If you're in a rebuild, you're coming out of that rebuild, you've missed for 3, 4 years already, and then you have a bad year with injuries, you shouldn't get punished. If you're spending money and if you're, but you just didn't make the playoffs.
Give me an example of a team that takes 5 years to rebuild.
Literally half the MLB teams.
The Jays did it in like 3 years, and they made the playoffs. And like, it's not
That
that
wasn't a rebuild.
there was a
Here's the
retooling.
thing. Okay, 2016 to 2020 Jays.
That team deserved to be fined money. That was malpractice. The reason that rebuilds take so long is people do them wrong.
Well, so the problem
You
is like,
want
if you
teams
don't
to take
have
5 years to rebuild, Keenan? Because if you, I think teams should be able to rebuild much, much faster. My way of finding teams helps them rebuild quicker. It doesn't let them get stuck in purgatory and mediocrity. You will lose your job. You will lose money. You will lose your ability to rebuild if you cannot do it well, which incentivizes owners to spend money on good players and hire good executives, who will then sign good players and good coaches. You need
but
to
if you're
incentivize
finding them
success.
within a rebuild, you're tying their hands at the same time.
I'm not tying anybody's hands.
You're finding them while they're in a rebuild.
Yeah. You don't want to spend
Why?
money? We'll take your money anyways.
So do you want them spending bad money just so
Who
they're
spends bad money for 5 years and doesn't make the playoffs?
the Angels?
That team. Tell me that they don't deserve to lose money. Tell me
The Giants do it too.
the Giants again should be fined money. They,
The
they,
D-backs,
huh?
they spent a lot of money these past two
The
years.
Diamondbacks. Yeah, but they made the playoffs though.
Before they started spending all this money.
I know, and again, those fans deserve better. The owners should have been fined money, and they should have lost draft picks for accepting, after 2001, pretty much complete mediocrity for 10 years. I would rather be.
That ownership had to sell the team because they were in so much debt.
That's their fault. Why are you in so much fucking
Why
debt?
you know
How can you not? How can you not make a profit doing baseball in Arizona? How can you not do that? Explain that to me.
they had a lot of deferred contracts?
That is complete organizational malpractice that punish them accordingly.
Okay, but why do you add on to the punishment? They're already punishing themselves. Why are you going to make it worse?
Because you have to make it worse. You can't let bad decisions go unpunished. It makes the league look bad when a team's uncompetitive for 10 years, and you're like, okay, no, we need to step in and say, look, you need to get your act together. Make this team.
I agree if it's for that long, but I don't think if you're like 4 or 5 years without the playoffs,
I
I
think
don't think
five
they should
years
be
is pretty
punished for that
fair.
area.
I think
In the MLB playoffs, when only 12 of the 30 teams make it, though.
maybe you have extra measures in place. Maybe it's 6 or 7 years. That wasn't a 6-7 joke, I promise. But there's way like it's not that hard to make the playoffs. Actually, it isn't.
In the MLB,
I'm an American League fan. You're a National League fan. The National League playoffs are a different animal.
the
But
National League playoffs is Dodgers, Mets, Phillies, Braves if they didn't have everything
you know what? Actually,
completely
the Brewers and
collapse.
Cubs are in there. That can't be that hard.
Yeah, but that's a different division.
That's true. But I would much rather punish teams for not doing well than punish teams for not spending money.
Okay, so let's say you have a 3-year rebuild, fourth, fifth year, you're spending money, you're just missing the playoffs by a game or two.
Who does that happen to? Who does this? Who are these teams? The Blue
The
Jays? That's actually a good
Diamondbacks last
example.
year,
Blue Jays, huh?
the Mariners and Blue Jays in 2021.
Do you think that those organizations should have been allowed to continue that, or should they have been sent a message saying you need to get your dicks up and start winning, win games?
Yeah, but I don't think you immediately go
Keenan,
defining the
Keenan,
organization.
you cannot tell me that the Mariners of all organizations did not need a bit of a kick in the ass to be more competitive.
Oh, they 100% did. I'm just saying, when you barely miss the playoffs, you
Well,
should
it doesn't
not
have to.
be
It doesn't have
punished.
to be money. It can be draft picks. It can be bonus pool money. It can be certain other things that like there's other control measures you can take. But I would say draft picks and money. Those are the two things you can take away.
Okay.
If you miss the playoffs for maybe you started at 6 consecutive seasons of no playoffs, you're going to lose your second and fourth round pick. And then the
Okay.
year after, you're going to lose a first round pick and $10 million because you should be able to make the playoffs in 7 years. Any team can do that in 7 years.
Would you? Okay, I that's fair, but I've got another question. Would you consider keep this whole punishment system if, let's say, 3 4 years into this 7-year window, the ownership is sold and it's new ownership?
No, then you
Okay.
reset it. You
Okay.
and I feel like Major League Baseball would probably agree that would be a contingency on the buying.
That
Or
should
would
be
just say,
the
why the
most
fuck would I buy
agreeable
this team?
thing.
Yeah, no,
There
but
shouldn't be an argument against that because
yeah,
you're gonna
absolutely not.
teams wouldn't sell at that. Teams wouldn't buy.
Yeah,
Like new
but
owners would
teams
not
right
buy
now
a
have no
team.
incentive to not buy. Or what you could say also is if you don't make the playoffs in a certain amount of time, you are not getting any luxury tax money. You are not getting any revenue
Okay.
sharing money. You're on your own. We've supported you for half a decade, and you haven't even made the wild card.
I like that. I like that.
There are control measures, not just fining like $10 million, but there are ways to incentivize teams to spend money without capping player earnings.
Yep, I like that.
I also think that every year that the player minimum salary should go up like significantly. I think it should go up by at least 20% every year. It's ridiculous.
What is the player minimum?
Less
Is
than
it
a
one
million
mil?
dollars, I think.
I think it's a million. Well, it's better than
Around
the
there,
NHL.
but more people. I think a lot of people don't realize how many major leaguers play for major league minimum, or very
Mhm.
close to it. It's more than in any other sport.
Or beyond that, like the quad A players who are between AAA and the
Yeah, no,
MLB.
it should be significantly higher.
Yeah.
That's another thing. But look, I would much rather the league have because you can't promote and relegate teams, right? But this is as close as you can because if you look across European soccer, there are no salary caps. If your team sucks because you're not spending money, you're just going to go down. But you don't get punished for being financially smart and developing a good team. So, but European soccer is a complete shit show anyway.
It's completely different. If MLB were based on European soccer, I would not be happy.
The Angels would have folded by now.
It would have been the Yankees and Dodgers,
True, true.
like every finals, basically. All right, let's keep this moving. The Giants, they traded for Rafael Devers June 15th. Could you guess who holds the worst record since they traded for Rafael Devers?
There's a lot of bad teams in baseball. The White
There are a
Sox,
lot of bad teams.
the Rockies, but they've kind of been better since they got since they got
That's,
new coach.
I'll say that that's pretty close though.
You
If you
know,
think about
the
it,
Braves have been terrible this year. Fuck.
they've been terrible.
Uh, the Giants is it the Giants? I feel like they've been bad.
It is the
No
Giants.
fucking way.
13 and 25 since the Rafael Devers trade. This was supposed to be the piece that turned the corner, that elevated them, and they fell apart.
Yeah, the bomb just went off. He completely skewed their season, and like the arrow was like it was a little green arrow they thought was going to become a massive green up arrow. It's now a massive red down arrow. He completely ruined the season. I can't remember a trade of this magnitude where a team acquires a star like this, and everything just goes to hell. I can't in any sport. I can't remember a star like this sinking a team.
No, this is the guy you grab and you play in 600 baseball.
Yeah, I
Like
I don't know. I don't know what to say, Keenan.
I don't know what to say either because it doesn't make
I don't know what the
sense.
problem is. But I don't know what the issue is. What's the problem? I don't know. The team's good. The roster's good. They added Devers. Like I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix
It's
it.
got to be coaching. You got if you can't. Here's the thing: you can't shake up the roster because Chapman and Devers are your two cornerstones on offense, and they're locked into long deals. You got to rehaul the coaching staff this offseason,
Yeah, I mean
which I think
maybe
they just did
match them
anyways.
in September and just try and get a push, but
Yeah.
it may be too late.
Now there's one team we kind of left out of the trade deadline. One big team because they're leading their division right now. They've been leading it for a while. One of the best teams, the Toronto Blue Jays. You're wearing the hat. You're a big Blue Jays fan. You probably have some thoughts on their deadline.
Yeah, I think because the Jays are so competitive, we're gonna start a Jays, sort of a State of the Union, so we just see where the Jays are. Um,
Yeah.
I quietly liked the deadline they had. They addressed the bullpen, which they needed to. They added Sir Anthony Dominguez, pretty good, like late inning guy. I don't know if you want him pitching in the eighth or the ninth, but he has experience doing that before. You had Varland, like I the, the Dominguez thing on his own. It's very good. Bieber is a huge swing. That feels like a talk about AJ Preller with the Padres. That's an AJ Preller type of move where we're gonna bet on a guy who has guess how many starts he's made since the 2022 All Star break, Keenan.
About 20.
He's made four. He's
Okay,
made
what the?
he's
I
made,
was way
he's
off.
made four starts since the 2022 All Star break. So in the past 2.5 years, he's made four starts. But when he's on, he's a real problem. Apparently, his stuff looks good in Double A. Um, I don't really know.
That's also double A.
It's also Double A. You're playing against like not the best competition, right? Like that's not. But you didn't really give up anything. Like, I think they gave up Cal Steven, who has been rising up boards a lot. I think Fangraphs had him number 80 on their rankings, but it's fair enough for what you're trying to get. And then you go to the Twins trade where they gave up Alan Rodon and Kendry Rojas for Luis Varland and Ty France. Varland, big swing and miss stuff, right? Or sorry, the fastball's hard.
Yeah.
The curveball gets the swing and the misses. His very hard curveball gets swing and misses. He generates a lot of ground balls, very good control. Used to give up a lot of homers as a starter, doesn't do that anymore out of the bullpen. You add all that with a team that's you're gonna have Jimmy Garcia coming back soon. Nick Sandlin is coming back soon. Now your bullpen looks really good with Hoffman, Dominguez, Brandon Little's the one lefty in there. That's the one thing. It would be nice to have a lefty, but they can flex Lauer back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this bullpen looks legit. This bullpen's built for the long haul now of playoff baseball. Yes, you could say they didn't have an impact bat, but I would say France is fine-ish. He can hit lefties okay.
He's a
And you're
good
going to
bench
have,
bat.
huh?
Good bench bat.
Yeah, decentish bench bat, right? And Santander will be coming back slower than expected, but he'll be back this year. Jimenez is coming back soon. Varsho is coming back soon. Where would this impact bat play? I just don't
Yeah,
know.
that's a good point right there. You can think short term, short minded all you want with, oh, we need to trade, we need to trade. You're trading from within if you think about it. You're sending some guy down to call up Dalton Varsho, Andres Jimenez and his gold glove defense, Santander, and you hope he's healthy and can go back to that 30 home run guy you know he was with the Orioles. And you kept Ricky Tiedemann, you kept Yesavage, you kept Namala, you kept your first round draft pick from this past year.
Yeah, they got
Now
Joey
you got the
Gaines.
chance, if
Yeah,
you're in this situation again next year, but let's say you don't have a left fielder ready to get called up because he's hurt right now. Boom, you make that trade then.
yeah. Here's the idiocracy of Blue Jay fans. There were people upset that Will Wagner got traded. All
Yeah,
350 slugging percentage of Will Wagner. Oh my God! Thank God he's out of town. Couldn't stand him. Get him out here. People were upset about Alan Roden getting traded. Alan
who
Roden
got
is
sent down to AAA like 2 days ago too, and they're upset about that. It doesn't
ended
make
the
sense.
majors. He could be like Alan Roden looks like he will be a platoon outfielder, maybe a fourth outfielder, maybe. Like that's like his ceiling, the way that I see it. And you trade for a 2 ERA guy in the back end of a bullpen who's a flamethrower with a wicked curveball and an amazing knockout slider. And you had a major league bat in Ty France for this guy in Rojas who's pitched one game in AAA. So like let's pump the brakes and remember the better guy, like the team who gets the better players wins the trade. That's how this works. And the two best players the Jays got in the Twins trade, or the two best players of the trade, went to the Blue Jays, right? Like,
Yeah,
and the Jays they need a backup first baseman as well. So France fills that need.
yeah, and France is a utility guy too.
Yeah,
You need innings at second or third, he can go there.
but who are
And
these? Who are these impact bats who the Jays needed to acquire? Where are they going to play once Varsho's back? When Jimenez is
yeah,
back? Like, there's
that's the good
already
question.
not enough to go around. The Jays are a depth team.
Yeah, they're getting contributions from everywhere. You can't bring in a DH because that's Springer's role and Santander when he's back.
Yeah,
Like
like,
maybe a center fielder or
but
an
you have
outfielder.
Varsho. Like it's you have, but Nathan
Yeah,
Lucas is
that's why I'm
hitting.
saying maybe an outfielder because
Strasburg
Miles
hitting.
Straw's
Maybe move
bat isn't that
Santander back.
great.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Like I just don't know what people expected. Like I
People
don't
wanted
understand.
Stephen Kwan, but that would have been too
You would
much.
have been giving up Namala for Stephen Kwan.
You would have been giving up Namala for Stephen Kwan, and that's not the power bat. The whole thing was power bat, power bat. Stephen Kwan's not a power bat.
I would be okay with Namala for Suarez. Nobody else. If they traded
Yeah,
for Suarez, cool. Take Namala. Fucking take King as well while you're at it. But
yeah, he's a third base. Barger's a corner outfielder for the rest of the year.
oh
You're
yeah,
fine with
Barger as well. He still exists, right? So you can move him to the out. Like it's so cramped right now
that.
that who gives a fuck you traded Will Wagner? Who cares you traded Alan Roden? Like stop getting so like the thing that most fans don't realize, every team has a Will Wagner, every team has an Alan Roden. Okay?
Yeah.
Like good-ish, young-ish players who you swear are next and they never are.
No, they're expendable.
Yeah, they are made to be traded. They are drafted and developed to be traded for good players.
Yeah, if they aren't drafted and developed into a perennial starter,
Yeah.
they're traded
No.
because you can get rid of them. They're trade bait at that point.
Yeah, I just don't get it, but I'm used to it with Toronto sports fans.
Yeah. Let's keep this rolling. Let's go into the pitching
Can I
matchups.
can I bring up one example though?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Jays were fucking killed when they traded for Jose Barrios. They were absolute. They got murdered for trading. Do you want to know why? Because do you know who they traded? Who the big centerpiece was?
Who?
It was Austin Martin. I think he was the fifth overall pick the year before. Like number five overall to the Jays. Absolute stud, and the guy is absolutely terrible. Terrible. He cannot play Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and look what Jose Barrios is still doing.
Like again, people get so attached to prospects, they believe that that the prospect ceiling is just written in stone. That's who the prospect is going to be, and it very rarely works that way.
It's a lot of assumption when it comes to prospects. You're assuming they're going to develop into the best, the highest potential that they have.
Yeah,
You're assuming that they're going to be great for years upon years, and yet some of these, especially in baseball, I'll say NHL prospects, they're more likely to pan out if it's an actual top
Yeah.
prospect. There's so many variables in the MLB because every year you're playing for a new team in a new city in a new league. There's so much going on in the development side of things that it's at this situation easier to get the surefire MLB ready guy who's been here for years, who will be here for more years. And that's what the Blue
1,000%
Jays did
agree.
with Barrios.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing with these trades.
Keenan, you're making too much sense. Also, Varland has club control till like 2030.
Yeah.
So I don't get why people are so mad. People are just really stupid. There's a lot of really
Oh yeah.
stupid people out there. Be careful. Do we want to do the pitching matchups now?
Yeah. Take it away.
Last week I had Clay Holmes and Logan Webb. Holmes, really solid performance. 5 innings, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts and a walk. Logan Webb had a bit of I don't want to okay, it was a blow up start. I didn't want to say blow up start. It was kind of by his standards.
That's a Logan Webb blow up start.
Yeah, 4 innings, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 4 walks. Or sorry, 4 strikeouts and 1 walk. But somehow I did not lose this week.
Clay Holmes carried you to the victory because Zach Wheeler had a Zach Wheeler blow up start. 5 2/3, a 4
4 earned runs.
earned run
Oh my
ball.
god.
That actually might have been his worst start all year. Still at 8 strikeouts, but it's not enough. Carlos Rodon was decent. It's a good Rodon start. 5 1/3, a 3 earned, 8
8 Ks.
strikeouts. Clay Holmes got you this win. I had the strikeouts. You had the better overall pitcher. You get the win. It's 6-4 for you now.
We
We're
could
coming down the stretch
we could
here.
pencil in 7-4.
No, this is the six. I put it
Oh no
in.
no. We could if
Oh
next
yeah, yeah. No, I see what you're
we
saying.
could
I see what you're
pencil in
saying.
7-4, Keenan, because next week, guys, I am taking Tariq Skubal versus Zach Wheeler on Saturday. That is the biggest lock of locks of all time. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
I guarantee a victory.
No, I'm on your side there too, and I made the mistake of still putting out a competitive matchup of Jacob deGrom and Luis Castillo. I might have burned those two. If I squeak out a victory, this is going to be the biggest upset
I
of the
will kill
year.
myself.
Don't say this goes on to YouTube. You can't say that.
No, I will say I can't handle it if Skubal and Wheeler lose. That's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. I can't. I'm sorry, Keenan. I can't do it. If somehow I pick the two of the three best pitchers in the league, and those guys can't even figure it out against Luis Castillo. Okay, you pick two good guys too, but it's
You got two better guys.
I have the two best guys. I have the two best
Yeah,
guys.
literally. Unless it was
Games.
schemes and Scooble,
Yeah,
you got
I have the two best
that's it.
guys.
That's the only matchup that's better.
Yeah, so with my luck, they're probably gonna fucking lose.
You're on a streak here though. You got like
I am on
three
a
or
hot one.
four of the
I am on
last
a
wins
heater.
though, so your luck is good right now.
Yeah.
You don't need luck for this matchup to hit though.
Don't say that. Knock on wood. Should we jump
Yeah,
into the standings now?
start us off.
The American League East, and it makes me so happy to see the Toronto Blue Jays on top, 64 and 46. Let's see what the new guys can do, but I'm optimistic. They are still holding a 3.5 game lead over the Yankees, who are 60 and 49. The Red Sox, the rejuvenated Boston Red Sox, 59 and 51. The Rays, 54 and 56, and the Orioles, 50 and 59. The Rays completely tanked going into the deadline. They were not tanked intentionally. They just played very badly. 2-8 going into it. Not great on a 3 game losing streak. Their wild card dreams are pretty much dead, I would say. But from a divisional standpoint, I would have been shocked if you told me this order like 2 months ago, 3 months
Yeah.
ago. You know,
We could even like if you look back at our predictions from beforehand, I don't think anyone's in the spot we predicted.
absolutely not. Maybe the
Maybe
Rays
the
in fourth.
Yankees,
Maybe the Rays in
maybe
fourth.
the Yankees because we had
Yeah.
Boston winning.
Well, because we thought Boston was going to be ahead of them. I think I might have said Baltimore could even be number one. What an idiot.
Ooh.
That's going to age like fucking milk.
Yeah, it's already aged like milk. Toronto's still got that lead. It was a tough series in Baltimore. Mullins killed them. Their bats are
Gone now, though.
inconsistent.
Don't need to worry
Yeah,
about
he's
it.
gone now. George Springer, a little scare there. Hopefully okay. Alejandro Kirk also on concussion IL. That was just a streak of bad luck for the Blue Jays. I think that was back-to-back games
Yeah.
too. But if that's your low, that's your low. You got your reinforcements from the trade deadline, and now you're bringing more in from within. NL East. A little more chaotic of a deadline there. The New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies brought in key pieces. The New York Mets still have half game on the Phillies. They're 62 and 47. The Phillies are 61 and 47. Miami 52 and 55. They held on to Sandy Alcantara. A little shocking.
And
Everyone
Cabrera.
thought, yeah, that was kind of the peak buy low trade guy.
I guess
And
Miami
it
didn't
didn't
want to
go
sell
anywhere.
low.
Yeah. Um, Atlanta, 46 and 62, somehow snuck a win out from the Cincinnati Reds. They were winning 11 to 3, blew that, and then wanted an extra innings. At this point, I would have rather the Reds win, tank, and somehow get the top pick for next year. Washington, 44 and 64.
Nothing to say about Washington.
No, they suck.
They didn't trade Mackenzie Gore though, so it's kind of
That's good. They should not have traded Mackenzie Gore.
it's a good thing that they didn't.
Yeah.
AL Central kind of becoming the most boring division in baseball after being the most interesting last year.
Yep.
64 and 46 for the Tigers. They had a decent deadline, hey?
Just some housekeeping.
Yeah,
Nothing
just
special.
the usual like the stuff we said they needed. Bullpen arm, a couple bullpen arms actually. They had a Chris Paddock for the rotation.
And then, yeah, Chris Paddock and Charlie Morton, too. The
Yeah,
Morton one was a little confusing.
Morton. I feel like they just think maybe getting him out of that situation in Baltimore may be good for him to
That
use
could
that.
be. Yeah, that could
But
be. AJ Hinch also knows how to turn pitchers around.
AJ Hinch knows Charlie Morton,
That too.
so
Yes.
I
They
think
spent
he
time
probably
together
wants
in
his
Houston.
guys, right? So
Morton's also a great veteran presence.
yeah, good to have around a young team like the Tigers, 64 and 46, still atop that division. The Guardians, 54 and 54, dead 500, did not trade Stephen Kwan. I heard it was because of a ridiculous asking price. That makes sense, though. The Royals, 54 and 55, who are kind of like weirdly buyers, not like full on sellers.
Yeah, they had a weird deadline.
A, a deadline I don't understand, but hey, maybe they're going to push for the third wild card spot. The Twins complete fire sale in an effort to clear debt to sell the team, 51 and 57, and the White Sox 40 and 69. Very nice record. Yeah, didn't really do anything. Had no cards to play.
Side note, we didn't bring this up, but Emmanuel Clase,
Oh yeah, the gambling,
gambling. Yeah, they've got him on
unpaid
leave
leave.
now
I think it's
with
unpaid.
Luis
Yeah,
with Luis Ortiz, his teammate. That's two players in like 2 weeks.
that's just a black cloud hanging over the team.
It really is. Yeah, they need to. I don't even know where you go from here because nothing's confirmed yet. They're just on
Yeah,
paid
they
leave.
they just
They're
need to
being
play the season
investigated.
out. They just need to get through the season.
Yeah, you got to get through the
They need a
season. You
hard
can't
reset in the
change.
off season.
You need, yeah, the core needs a hard reset. This is a team that that needs money poured into them.
Yeah.
They don't spend. We talk about it a lot, but NL Central, best record in the MLB, 64 and 44 Milwaukee Brewers. Got rid of Nestor Cortez at the deadline, brought in Shelby Miller and Jordan Montgomery, who's out for the year, and then a free agent.
Housekeeping.
It was literally just, we want Shelby Miller, and Arizona's like, you got to take this contract too.
Well, because the owner hates Montgomery.
He hates him. I'm surprised they actually got someone to take on that contract. And one of the teams that refuses to spend money too.
Yeah, maybe they're trying something new, but like Montgomery's so fucking hated by Arizona. I wonder if they're like, hey, in a year, like we'll take some money back. But oh my god, yeah, I was shocked that Montgomery got traded because he's so despised in that. Oh,
It's so funny. It's so
continue,
stupid.
continue. I can't keep thinking about it.
Yeah, Brewers 64 and 44 just took two of three from the Cubs, who are 63 and 45. First time not in first place since April 14th. Cincinnati 57 and 53,
Here come the
almost a
Reds.
snap out away from the
Here
Braves.
come the Reds,
They're still there. They're still
hanging
there.
in the fight.
They had some housekeeping at the deadline. Sneakily like that Cabrian Hayes trade because he's
Yeah,
got a lot
that
of
kind
team
of kicked
control.
everything off though. That was like the first one.
It was a lot of team control, an amazing fielder. You hope Francona can figure
Amazing.
something out with the bat.
That's not really
St.
Francona's
Louis.
specialty. Francona's more. It's not really what he does.
No, but you're a hard worker under
But
Francona.
Francona's teams are famous for their defense.
They're also hard workers.
Yes.
You're not slacking off like you were in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the changes of environment could really motivate Brian Hayes to stuff.
Yeah, he's in a wild card
Who
race.
knows?
I don't know if he's ever been above 500 at this point in the season.
I can say no. I'll say I know
Yeah,
he hasn't been.
good answer.
Yeah.
St. Louis, 55 and 55, got rid of Ryan Helsley, who was adamant he'd be coming back in the offseason anyways. So let's say he does, you just sign some prospects basically.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, 47 and 62. They sold at the deadline. It's Paul Skeens and a bunch of other people.
They're on a 5 game
O'Neill
heater
Cruz
though.
stayed though. O'Neill Cruz stayed.
They're on a 5 game heater though.
They are. And a good team at home.
A very good team at home. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll jump to the AL West. Houston Astros, maybe the surprise of the American League this year, aside from the Jays. 62 and 47. Bringing back Correa was great because they've lost Paredes for the year, I think, or
Yeah.
at least a long time. So.
They said they hope he's ready for opening day.
Oh,
That's how bad
okay.
it
Yeah,
is.
I misread the news then. Yeah, he's done. Brendan Correa makes sense. The Mariners, I think everybody's winner or second winner or like 1B winner of the deadline.
One of the winners for sure.
Yeah, 57 and 52. The Rangers also 57 and 52, fighting in the wild card race. I think they're going to fade though. The competitive Los Angeles Angels 53 and 56, and the Athletics 48 and 63, trading Mason Miller for a kid who's ranked really highly, but we'll see if he does anything.
Yep. Um, yeah, this division is. I feel like they're gonna end up in these spots at the end of the year, 1 through 5.
Yeah.
It feels like that Texas could, but I think it's a bit of a long shot
I
there.
I don't I give way more hope to Seattle than I do Texas.
I'm
I
just
think
saying
I think
those two
it's more
could. That's why I
likely.
said
Yeah.
it's a long shot.
It's almost more likely that Seattle passes Houston than Texas passes Seattle.
Yeah, especially with the additions that they made.
Yes.
NL West. This could be what the standings look like for them at the end of the year, unless the Padres go on a run. But for now, it's the Dodgers as
What if the
expected in
Rockies
first
get hot?
place. Yeah,
Why is
they
no one
could
talking
jump.
about that? Why is no one saying what if the Rockies get hot?
Don't let the Rockies get hot. If they win out, they finish 82 and 80. Los Angeles Dodgers 63 and 46. Right behind them are the Padres on a 5 game heater who are 60 and 49 and brought in some key reinforcements. San Francisco below 500, losing 6 straight. They're 54 and 55. Sold off some assets at the deadline. This is going to look like a weird year, but they're going to end up with the record they always have, 79 to 80 wins. Arizona 51 and 58. That record's going to get worse. They are in free fall, and the Colorado Rockies 28 and 80. 665 runs allowed.
And they just traded their best reliever as well.
They
And
did.
they traded McMahon.
They did.
But,
Shockingly
but guys,
trade.
Keenan believes that this should be able to happen for the next 20 years with no punishment.
I didn't say that. I agreed with you. I just said it
That
shouldn't
might
be
not be
that
what you
quickly.
said, but it's what I took away from it. So it doesn't matter what you said.
You just take away what you want.
The truth is what I want it to be, Keenan.
Okay.
Do you have any? I mean,
Uh,
this has been an insane deadline. Maybe my favorite in a long time.
it was chaotic. A lot of players going that I didn't think were going to get traded. Housley was adamant he was staying. Mason Miller was not on my mind of going anywhere at all. And then the
I,
Twins fire sale happened
yeah, the Twins fire
very
sale was
quickly.
huge.
That also happened very quickly. It wasn't like a week of trades happening. It was like within an hour, everyone was gone.
I bet you they had those set up.
Well, yeah, there was the Yoran Duran hug yesterday, and everyone was speculating, oh, he's gone, he's getting traded, and then, well, he got traded.
Yeah.
Um, should we do a little wild card preview after the trade deadline?
Sure. I know who's gonna make it in every wild card race. I don't know if I told you this yet.
All right, predict the future.
Okay, I have the script as I always do.
Yep.
The New York Yankees will be the first wild card. The Seattle Mariners will be the second, and they will push the Yankees for first. That's 50-50. They haven't decided.
Not Boston. The script doesn't want the
No.
rivalry.
Again, let me read the script, please. Allow me to read.
Yep.
So Boston. So sorry, Seattle. You're messing me up talking about Boston. No, Seattle and the Yankees are going to fight for 1 and 2. They haven't picked a winner yet.
Okay.
They haven't picked a winner yet. Number 3 will be the Boston Red Sox,
Yes.
and number 4 will be the Texas Rangers, who will then, after missing the playoffs, it'll be followed by a Bruce Bochy resignation and retirement.
Okay.
National League too. I can do this for the National League as well. Uh, Again, super super easy. The Cubs and Phillies battle for 1 and 2. The Reds pass the Padres, who fucking implode.
Oh, okay. That's bold.
I think the Padres. It's too good. Preller has done too good of a job.
Do you think Preller gets fired if the Padres miss the playoffs?
1,000% he gets
Okay,
fired.
good.
A
I
thousand
mean,
percent
it's
he gets
been
fired.
the only thing going against us. It's been 11 years of trading these caliber
No,
prospects.
it
He's still there.
true, but I feel like now things are different. There's expectations.
Yeah, there is expectations. They're coming out of a playoff run, having that banner of we had the best series against the Dodgers. Now you got to have the best series in the World Series.
Yeah, I think, and once the Reds make the third wild card, they give Francona Manager of the Year.
I think he's got a good chance regardless.
Yeah,
If you're here's the thing, and voters won't vote like this at all. But if you're considering the actual best manager, not like how many more wins did we get this year compared to last,
yeah.
it's Francona or Hinch.
It definitely should be between. I mean, those are the two right there. Can we finally come? I said this last year jokingly sometimes, but kind of serious.
Okay.
Was Craig Counsell the problem in Milwaukee?
He might,
He might
they're
have been.
better.
We acted like this guy was a genius, and they're better without him, with a less talented team.
They're better. Yeah, they slashed payroll every year since he's left. Is Pat Murphy just the next great manager?
He's a great man. He's not the next one. He's the
He
guy
is a
right
great
now.
manager. He
Like
was mentored under Craig Counsell. The trainer has become the master.
yeah, it just it doesn't make sense to me how they keep getting better, but good for them.
Yeah, the payrolls getting lowered, other than that Montgomery deal that they're paying willingly. Um,
The Montgomery thing
everything.
is still so funny to me. I don't know how Arizona convinced them to do that. Like, oh,
You're
why?
like, you guys want Shelby Miller
Yeah,
and Jordan Montgomery?
we fucking hate this guy. Like, let me tell you, hey, we'll give you something back later.
Look, this
But
guy sucks.
there's
Just take it.
there's a strong chance, like next year, watch out for this. Milwaukee will trade somebody for like cash considerations to the Diamondbacks, and they get a ton of money back that we just
Yeah,
never hear
they're
about.
like we gotta pay off this
Yeah, they'll
deal.
be like, yeah, here's a cool 20 mil, thanks.
Yeah, or they're gonna cut like 25 million in salary next year and get
They can't
better.
afford it. Oh Jesus,
They'll get better too. That's the thing.
they will get better. See again, Keenan thinks
That's
they should be punished for not spending money. I think that we should let them win.
okay.
All right.
We'll end it on that note. See you next week.